The Devil's Bride. Many years ago, in a small hamlet, on a freezing April afternoon, Maria was in the patio of her house, which was in front of a small coffee farm in which there was a spring of water. Hurried by the hour, Maria prepared to go to the spring for water to put the next mug on the fire. It was a somewhat strange day, and the young woman felt a strange presence stalking her. And so, between fear and the singing of the birds that were preparing to look for their nest, Maria went to the stream. Without realizing it, the night closed and she found herself alone in the dark coffee plantation. Intimidated by fear, she hurried her steps when suddenly she heard a rustling sound. "He's back!" At the moment, he could do nothing but run. When he left the coffee plantation and got the light from a lamp that his father had turned on the patio, he could see a shadow of enormous size that was stalking him. When he entered the kitchen without power, terrified by what she had seen, she sat down and took a deep breath while her parents asked what had happened. Maria told what she had experienced, but her father, who was very skeptical of a paranormal phenomena, did nothing more than laugh and tell Maria that it was a product of her imagination. From that day on, Maria was never the same again because that strange presence always haunted her. One day, Terencio, a young man from the hunt, was passing by Maria's house, and upon seeing her sitting on the threshold of the door, he complimented the beautiful young woman, not knowing that it would be his death letter, since hours later they found him dead on the shore of a path. A very strange death, since she was missing her eyes and tongue as if some animal had eaten them. Everyone began to comment on the strange death. Maria, who had not been to the spring for a long time, prepared to go get some water. It was around 6 in the afternoon. Minutes later, her parents heard a sharp scream from the young woman, and when they ran to look for her, they found nothing but traces of her torn clothes and a footprint as if someone had dragged her. Since that day, all the inhabitants, they searched tirelessly for her without being able to find her.
Many days later, a drunk who passed by the place commented that he had seen a young woman living in a cave near the road to town, but that she only came out at night. Maria's parents, upon hearing this, began their search in said place, finding Maria in a human situation and in the company of a man who, as he approached, became bigger and bigger, and who had a gloomy appearance and superhuman powers. With the help of a rosary, Many prayers managed to scare away such a figure, but Maria will never be the same again because she had completely lost her sanity and said that she was the bride of the devil himself, and that she could never get away from him since she was pregnant with such an entity, and that Saint Begin was responsible for the death of Terence, who died for contemplating him. Maria and her child lived in La Vereda Cedros, away from the inhabitants of the caserío, because it is said that every night she is visited by her eternal boyfriend, Satan himself.